So the first question, what is the meaning of each variable? What do the letters mean? That's it, that's all it's asking. Well, A means what? Adult tickets sold. C means children tickets sold. That's it. 42 adults were at the concert. How many children attended? Well, I can simply plug in 42 for adults and solve it algebraically. Again, it'd be really nice to have these equations beforehand, but that's fine, we don't. Well, those adults are going to cost $420 for their tickets. So 900 minus 420 is 480. So how many $3 tickets can I get for 480? 160 children's tickets. 140 children. Well, that's $3 a piece. 3 times 140 is 420. So that means those 10 adult tickets would have to equal 900 minus 420 is 480. So 48 adult tickets, that sound good? Solving it for C. All right, so let's see. I'm going to subtract 10A. 900 minus 10A, and I'm going to divide by 3. So you could leave it like that. That is 900 divided by 3 and 10A divided by 3, so technically you could rewrite it a little bit if you want to reduce 900 divided by 3. Not required, either one is fine. So what does that help us? Well, if you know the number of adult tickets sold, you could just plug it into these equations rather than doing it algebraically. So if you have the number of adults, you can get the number of kids. Opposite of that, solving for A. So I'm going to have to subtract 3C and divide by 10. And again, you could reduce that. 900 divided by 10 is nice. 3 divided by 10, nothing can happen there, so you leave it. How does that help you? Well, it can give you the number of adult tickets if you know the number of children's tickets. Again, it would save you doing any algebraic work if you have the equation. Question number 2. What is n if p is 20? So if I plug in 20 here, so it'd be 600 divided by 15. 600 divided by 15 is? 40? And that would be shirts. What is P when N is 40? So plug in 40 for N. So 600 divided by 40, and then plus 5. 15 plus 5, 20. And again, that's price here for that one. P's price, N is number of shirts. Is one function of inverse of the other? Explain how you know. Yes, because the input and output switch are reversed. Question number 3. F and G are inverses, so if F, negative 2 and 3. All right, so remember, this is your X, this is your Y, so that means if I plug in 2, 3 for function F. It wants to know if 3, negative 2, oh sorry, that's a negative 2. If I just switch the order, will that be on the same graph? Okay. So if you switch the order, you switch X and Y, you switch input, output, you switch domain and range. That goes on the inverse. Okay, so if this is on F and I switch the order, it's on the inverse of F, which would be G, because it says they are inverses in the first sentence. So your answer there should be G, the input and output switch spots. Domain and range switch spots. The X and Y switch spots. They are reversed. 4 had a lot of extra words in there, I thought. Anybody want to share what they have? I have 2 answers.
2?
Yep.
I have 3. I have 3 too. I have B, D, E.
B and D work.
Not E.
E does not work.
Oh, I didn't even read the phone.
E would not work. Because you would have to subtract it and then divide by 7.
Yep.
Question number 5. Elena plays the piano 30 minutes each day. Total number of minutes that Elena practices P. Last week is a function of N, the number of practice days. And number of practice days, so that is your input. That is your domain. So what numbers work for number of practice days?
I don't think any was mine that week.
Yeah, it says the domain and range.
Oh, I thought it meant the.
What's a domain?
Any positive numbers with integers of 1? Does it give you like 1 practice day, 2 practice, or 3?
Yeah, it says last week,
Oh, so like the 7.
so you could do all the way to 7. Integers from 0 to 7 would work. Could practice anywhere from 0 days to all 7. Again, can't be fractions, can't be decimals. Not gonna practice 3.5 days. That counts as a practice. All right, the range. When she does practice, she practices for 30 minutes a day. Well, what is the min?
30.
Nope. 0. What is the max? What?
210.
210. And I better put multiples of 30. Or again, you could list them, 0, 30, 60, 90, all the way to 210. Question 6. Describe how the attendance changed over time. Okay, I'm not going to have everybody read theirs out loud, but obviously the attendance increases here up until 10 minutes. Slows down a little bit, but I would say everybody that's attending that concert is in, or this sports game, is in 15 minutes into it. They got stuck in traffic, whatever. When do people start leaving?
About 45.
About 45 minutes into it, the first crowd probably leaves. Hold steady for another 10 minutes or so. And then the game, I'm assuming, is about over here. People trickle out until there's nobody left. 70 minutes into the game. So whatever sporting event it is, only up to 50 people, so I don't think it's a professional game or anything like that. Maybe it's elementary basketball. Describe the domain. Okay, the X values. What X values are hit here?
0 to
0 all the way to 70. I'll use T for time. Can you have decimals in there? Could you leave a minute and a half into it?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be nice whole numbers, so that all works. The range. Range is the number of people here in attendance. So that ranges from 0 all the way to 55-ish. Probably want to mention whole numbers on that one. Can't have half a person. Number 7. Amount of money the children earned, that's your output. And lemonade is your input. Charge $1, total of 15 cups. Is 20 part of the domain? Domain is the input. Can you sell 20 cups? Why not?
Because they only sold 15.
Yeah, they sold 15, so obviously 20 is not part of that. What does the range represent? Range is your output. That would be cash earned, money earned, amount of the money the children earn. That's your R. Okay, describe the set of values of the range. Okay, what is possible for the amount of money these kids can bring in? What's the lowest amount? What's the max? 15. Again, I'm going to say integers or whole numbers. Not going to sell half a cup of lemonade, I don't think. Is this graph discrete or continuous? Remember the difference?
Yeah.
What?
I think continuous, like goes on forever.
Yeah, continuous you can draw with one line. That means fractions and decimals are allowed. Discrete means it's just the dots. So this one is discrete. Can only sell whole numbers of cups. No decimals. No fractions. So your graph would not be connected here. Last question. Estimate f of being 5. So where does that cross the graph? That's your x. Anybody?
Oh, 5.
5? 17?
1.
All right, now the other way. Where does it equal 8? It looks like right there and right there. What are those 2 points?
9.
9 seconds?
20.5.
20.5 seconds? 6.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 answers?
You missed 1 for C.
I did?
Yeah, because it crosses it twice.
Oh, over here too? 22?
Yeah.
All right. So I got 6.5 seconds. Sits there for a while, so I'm going to say between 11 and 14.5 seconds. It sits there. 19.5 seconds. And 23.5 seconds. What the value does t equal 10? None. No solution, undefined. Never crosses 10 as a height there.